As much as you might say, oh, well, men already have spaces, in my experience, they don't.
Not
And
really,
if they
yeah.
already did, how did Andrew Tate explode in popularity? The main thing the guy sells to young men is how to get women. And it's
Yeah, and how to groom them.
not helpful when people say, oh, don't go to, the red pill space. They're bad. They'll teach you bad habits. And then you say, oh, okay, good to know. I won't go there. So where should I go? And everyone's just like, just be yourself, bro.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Men will just find other spaces where they can have those conversations. And some of those spaces will have underlying agendas. But a much larger part of that is building spaces that are comfortable with engaging in these kinds of conversations.
That makes sense. I feel like men are more argumentative, so it kind of makes sense that you'd want to have spaces where you can engage and like, express yourself freely without like judgment, or because that's one of the things, man. I remember when I was young, I had like this take that in poor countries, I think I had like an Indian therapist when I was young, and I mean like young, I'm talking like 12. And I remember asking him, he's like, yeah, there's a lot of starvation from the country that I'm in, and there's an issue. So I was like, why don't you just eat your dead people, right? Like, what a fucking insane thing to say. Like, why don't you just eat your dead mom and dad? Like, that's what I basically said to this guy. And he was just like, oh, well, that would be kind of culturally insensitive. I got the pushback that was like, oh, you're asking a preposterous question, but I wasn't vilified for the question. And I feel like guys are so much more likely to have these like empathy devoid perspectives, not because guys aren't empathetic, but just because like, I don't know, there's something kind of missing in the connection there. So one of the things I think especially young men need is like a second to breathe. If they say something like super fucking stupid, just be like, well, that might not be a good idea because like, let's explore that a little bit. Like, oh, why shouldn't we do that? Well, would you want to have to eat your mom when she died? Oh no, that's kind of up, you know what I mean? Although there's a lot of protein in there. No, you just like skin is really fatty. So we kind of have to open that up, so if someone's like, well, why shouldn't we have like a white country? Have a conversation with them. It's like, well, why should we? Like, what does it matter? What does that matter? Like, what does your whiteness matter to you? Why do you really care? Let them say crazy shit. Well, I see online all the time. I always see these videos of, black people committing violence. And then you look at statistics. It's like the 1352 statistic. And it's like, well, why should we have those people with us? And it's like, okay, well, like, do you think that maybe there was like a history that had a contribution? Well, it was a long time ago. It's like, okay, do you think like money would be a contribution, not having a whole lot of money? How long ago was it? Oh, well, slavery ended like however long ago. It's like, yeah, but black people weren't people. It's like 1965. It's not very long ago. Do you think like 80 years is enough time? Like what, 2 generations? Especially since it's been difficult just since that time to really like, gain a buck and then start going like, well, how do you feel at work? Oh, well, work is kind of, I feel like I can't afford anything. Oh, okay. So like you can't really afford anything. Like, do you think it'd be kind of hard for them to get out of that position? Oh, wait, maybe that'd be a good idea. You just kind of like go with them. Got to give them a little bit of time to just like explore their concepts. The empathy you need to give men is the empathy of letting them say dumb shit and exploring it out loud, because that's one thing that we like lack a little bit is empathy for like different people. Because I don't know why. Maybe it's like a masculine trait to be super based, but